y'all, this is Kathy.
And I'm Bernard.
And we're Voyage, and you're watching
PVTV.
All right, y'all, we got another video request for one of our followers who found us on YouTube.
Shout out to him. His
at
name is
Frenchie Black.
Frenchie Black.
So
he Haitian also, so suck boxing. You know I gotta give you some love, bro. You got so
Oh my God, so greedy. Anyway, y'all, so he had a question for us or wanted us to make a video when it comes to some different terms. And then we did a video earlier before when it came to some swinger terms, but of course there's so many terms out there we can make videos for days. One of the ones he specifically asked about was something in regards to what is a bull. And he said that when he got into a lifestyle, his girlfriend was a lot older than him and was already in the lifestyle, and she knew about these different terms. So when these things came up, he didn't really know about them, and he had to always ask her what this meant or what that meant. And for him, he's like, you know, I wish I kind of would have known what this was. So he asked us to do a video about it. So that's kind of what our video's gonna be, kind of to the point. So when it comes to what a bull is, specifically that kind of comes into the realm of cuckolding. And what cuckolding is where a man can fantasize or can have a fantasy of his woman engaging with someone else that's not him sexually, and either him being present or not being present. And that can take many different forms. There was a post I saw on Instagram. Remember we saw it? And it had different versions of cuckolding, and one of them was like, some men want to be in the moment videotaping their wife or their loved one having sex with another guy. Or another version could be they want to have their wife and that guy go on a vacation for a couple of days, and in their mind they're just imagining all these different things of what they could be doing, and that could be a fantasy. Another thing could be husband, let's say for example, sitting outside of a hotel door or outside of a bedroom door and hearing his wife fucking somebody else, and that could be a fantasy he doesn't want to see, he's supposed to hear it. So there's so many different forms of it. And a bull in that scenario is pretty much that other guy that's brought into a relationship. That's what he would be considered. And just kind of pausing on that, because Frenchie Black also wants to talk about other terms like vanilla and unicorn. But before we move on to those terms, Bernard, would you be a bull? Yes,
I would be a bull. Yes, I ain't gonna lie. I would be a bull, and even me, I mean, I want her to be satisfied by another guy and like pleasure, but it's like for me to just sit there and watch, I like to participate. So I'll probably
we got a team player over here. I
would jump in with her instead of just sitting there watching another bull, like, you know, like do his thing with her. I would like to probably just jump in. But of course, you know, I like to have her a little time and, you know, mess with somebody else and do her own thing and mix it up for her and just, you know,
so you'd be down for like a threesome situation.
Yeah, threesome situation. And I kind of just, you know, make sure the focus is all on you and everything like that.
Which y'all, by the way, that would be like my ultimate fantasy.
So which will happen, but you know.
Which we have, and to be honest, y'all, full disclosure, we have talked about this as being something that we want to open ourselves up to. And it's interesting because, which this video might take on another turn, but it happens. We're just flowing, y'all.
Yeah, just flowing.
Is that we've talked about how just with society and being in this man box, when it comes to like, you know, when you finally get your wife, and because I reached the status of wife, now all of a sudden there's certain things I can't do because I'm someone's wife or someone's mother. And I think that's something that we're kind of looking to kind of change, because I think sometimes it's like, you know, a man's prized possession is his wife. And also too, not even just like a dude getting like pride off of like having his woman and knowing that like she's mine, I'm the only one smashing between them legs. Is also too, like for me, I've realized it's also a pride of like knowing like, man, my man loves me so much where he don't want me to deal with some fuck nigga. He want to be the one to pleasure me, which he does. And it's like, I want to be the one that have you reach a bunch of orgasms, and it's just me that's pleasing you. So it's also kind of like an interesting mix where it's like you have this sense, and I have you speak for yourself too, but like also too, like I feel like this kind of this power of knowing that like my man wants me and wants to pleasure me, and he's doing whatever he can to make me happy. But I think we've kind of took a turn to where it's like, you know what, like, what if I want to try something different? Doesn't mean I want to move on from us, but it's the same concept as it comes with like another female into our relationship. It's the same thing, you know? So I don't know, what are your thoughts, babe?
My thoughts on camera,
we talk about this
just
a lot,
to be honest and everything, like she's bisexual and everything, so she messes with guys and girls. And for me, you know, of course I'm just heterosexual and I just mess with the females, but at the same time, it's like, she brings me different females, and like, you know, I want her to have that same experience. And not just that, also, it can play on your insecurities and how you feel. You know, all these guys want to go find this like unicorn, which is one of the terms we're gonna also like, you know, define and talk about. But it's like also you need to put yourself in that position also to also like feel those same type of insecurities and different things like that. And allow her to be pleasured the same way. And like in no way, shape, or form, like I'm not just doing it, you know, just to let her be and that I don't care about, like she's some hoe or something like that. But that's my wife. I still love her and care about her. And, you know, I want her to be pleasured the same way I'm pleasured. You know, she has an understanding for me and looks out for my, like, wants and desires. So I want to do the same thing for her, you know. And, like, you know, if that means her having sex with another guy and different things like that, I'm happy for that. Because as long as she's happy, I'm happy. Yeah. And that's what we're looking to do. And I don't want to be selfish with this. And, you know, sometimes with guys, that's our ego. And, you know, we don't want to be talking with our boys like, yeah, this dude fuck my wife and different things like that.
We're going to be looking like, what the fuck?
Because we want to have our chest pumped out and different things like that and play that role like, you know, everything's cool, you know. Because at one point in time, you know, I'd tell everybody we having threesomes and different things.
Super proud.
And super proud.
Me too.
But it's like, you know, for me to come out and say like, okay, my wife is allowed to mess with different people and everything like that.
Or the guys.
You know, specifically, it's like, I want to know I care about her well-being as much as she cares about my well-being. Not necessarily I'm finna let her sleep with my homeboys and different things like that, but I want her to have somebody else because I want somebody to cherish her as I cherish her. Not that I'm trying to be selfish and not have her mess with certain homeboys, but certain homeboys be a little off and everything like that. And if I don't feel the vibe and feel like they appreciate my wife the way I appreciate her, I don't want to mess with them and everything like that.
I think that goes with everything too, even with females too. Even like with
females
we mess with some of our friends, but at the same time there's also certain females that like, yeah, we're cool with, but like not to that level because for whatever reason we don't feel that vibe with you, we don't trust you in that sense. So open ourselves up to you. Doesn't mean we don't like you as a person, but it's just certain people we just don't feel comfortable with. And the same thing with guys. And I think one thing I realized is like, as something that I'm kind of also working through as well is like, yeah, I want that as a fantasy and I would love to have that happen to me and be the center of a focus when it comes to two guys or more, you know. We got to start with just one other one. But it's like even still with that, it's like, you know, having also the understanding that, you know what, like I also had a lot of really bad experiences when it came to men in my early sex life and, you know, me practicing sexual behaviors and doing all these different acts. There's things and encounters and men that I messed with that didn't put me in a good place emotionally. I think that's one thing too that I want to make sure like I'm prepared also, understanding that, you know what, I'm not looking for husband type. And that's just my preference. Everyone has their own preference on how some people want to look for their husband and all that. I'm not looking for that, you know. But at the same time, it's like understanding that, you know what, I need to make sure like I check my baggage so I'm not bringing my old baggage into like some new guy that I'm just trying to mess with, you know, and now I'm bringing some stuff that someone did to me back, you know, 10, 15 years ago, and here I am trying to throw him and make him feel guilty for stuff that happened that wasn't even him. So I think that's also like self-reflection that needs to happen also on my end too before that does happen. But I think it's just good just to kind of talk about it. And I think so many couples that are in triads, whatever the case is, I know there's a lot of, you know, slack when it comes to the poly community where closed triads are not going to work and, you know, blah, 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 when it comes to having another female. And a lot of times women aren't allowed to date outside, especially when it comes to males. They can date other females, but guys are like a no-no. And it's like,
And guys coming from another male, it's like, I'm secure in who I am and what I'm capable of and what I'm doing and everything. And it's like, why is it fair for, you know, for the guy to have, you know, the woman go through the situation of comparing herself to another woman and going through those like self-esteem issues and feeling those different things, while you sit as the middleman, you're just enjoying this and just being like, you know, no competition, nothing like that, you know. But when we have another male, now we're reflecting on like, okay, like, is he, you know, pleasing her better than me or different things like that, or even the dick card, you know, sometimes is his dick bigger than mine, different things like that. Like, we got to get out of that insecurity because it's like we pride ourselves on like, you know, feeling like we're superior and our ego is up here, and it's like, you know,
the whole alpha male.
But it's like also like being comfortable with who you are and being the man that you need to be and being secure in the man that you are. And it's, you know, it took me a while to kind of like to honestly to be okay with this and come to this point where I can talk like this because in the male dominant society, we're taught like, like that's your woman, ain't nobody finna touch her, like the ego and different things like that. And we're raised on certain codes and ethics that tell us like, a male is not supposed to, be that way. You're not supposed to be vulnerable to shit like that. And it's like we have to change our mindset and also come into the reflection that like, if we want them to go through the stuff we're going through, that they're going through, we need to also be real about ourselves to be okay with the same situation. And just to give you another thing, that I just had an epiphany right now as I'm telling you this. My wife had 2 kids. And, the normal thing is like, she gets her tube tied, and that's another painful surgery that she has to go through after already pushing out 2 babies through the size of a butthole and everything like that. Like, that shit hurts already. So, like, we, as males, all we have to really do, which is probably like a 20-minute procedure,
like a vasectomy.
is a vasectomy. And it's like,
so many
men are like, oh, no, don't do it, dog. That's going to take away your manhood and different things like that. What if you want to have another kid and different things like that? But, like, come on, dog. She done went through all this stuff already. Like, why don't you have some kind of heart or some kind of understanding? Like, okay, you can go through a little pain also. And that's what I'm doing. Yeah. I'm gonna have a vasectomy also because she's went through the pain of C-sections and a vaginal birth. That shit hurts. And I've been with her the whole process and everything like that. And yeah, we can afford to get tubes tied, different things like that. But for what? She's already been through enough. Why don't I take some of that burden also?
And take some of that responsibility.
And take some of that responsibility also, so like I can understand and also have that chemistry and know that I'm here for her. I'm not just here just talking to just sit
just to make the baby.
And be her biggest fan, keep rah, keep pushing and different things like that. I want to also experience a little pain also, so I have appreciation, understand, and gratitude for the things she's going through for me as a husband and everything, and love her or whatever. So
that's important too. So I think it's just a matter of kind of getting out of that box, but definitely like kind of just going backwards too. Like we said, like, some men only want to be a bull, and some men are into just a cuckolding where they just want their wives to mess with other people. It just depends. There's so many different literatures out there nowadays. I think now it's a little bit more open.
Yes.
You can look up some of those more terms and see the different ways that you can, be into that type of specific lifestyle. And jump into the next term. So unicorn, I know Bernard mentioned it earlier. Unicorn pretty much just a bisexual female people like to say traditionally, but not really traditionally, but poly couples are seen more so in society looking for unicorns or unicorn hunting, which is just they're looking for a bisexual female that would engage sexually with both of them equally.
Male and female.
And sometimes, and you can find someone who is like that. I know people who are in relationships with a quote-unquote unicorn. Some people don't like that term, but it's the reality of what people understand now. Some people are into that. There are some single females who only want to mess with couples because they want that double dose of love, I guess you could say. And even so on Red Table Talk, I know Willow Smith even talked about how she feels like her ideal relationship would be with a male and a female. Because she feels like both her needs would be met. So it's like, it's common out there, but everyone has different opinions on it. People have also bad experiences that also contribute to their perspectives on certain things. Doesn't mean that it's bad, doesn't mean that it's good. It's just that's your perspective, and you can have whatever perspective you want. So that's what a unicorn is. And then I know he also our viewer wanted us to also talk about what vanilla means. And vanilla is also another term. It just means that someone who's just quote-unquote ordinary and not in any kind of kinky or, sexually over-sexual lifestyle. So pretty much kind of just a vanilla person would be considered a quote-unquote regular monogamous person that doesn't do anything crazy, which of course that's subjective, but that's kind of what that would mean. But I think, have I been vanilla? I think earlier on, when Bernard and I started dating, we definitely early on in our relationship before we had the fancy titles of fiance and girlfriend and husband, wife, and all that stuff, we were engaging in all kind of non-monogamous behaviors, but with each other though. We wasn't anything separate. And we just kind of operated what was organic to us. And I think some people sometimes are trying too hard and trying to do more than what they feel comfortable with just to please another partner. And I think for us, the biggest thing was, what, I like girls. And you like girls too? Well then let's go fuck her together. That was kind of always our thing. But everyone has their the thing that drives them, you know, and everyone has different points in their lives where maybe in the beginning they were more vanilla and now they want to try something new. They want to spice up their relationship, or they saw something, or they're seeing a trend and they want to try it out. That's fine. It's just a matter of just, you know, try something out, see if it works. If it doesn't work, then stop doing it.
Yeah,
you know,
cool.
that's all it is. As simple as that. But other than that, I mean, that's kind of pretty much it as far as what I have for terms. If y'all have, like I said, any other questions, Brian, you have any other thoughts?
Another thought is the word I think is voyager, and
or voyeur.
Voyeur.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm bad with the terms also, so I'm learning also as we go. So I don't want you thinking like, you know, you have to be a perfectionist on it. But a voyeur, I was watching some porn the other day, and we watched porn together.
And separate.
And separate also. But it was a nude beach. And the lady was laying there, very attractive lady and everything like that. And it was a guy that was like right next to her. And her husband was watching from like a distance away and had a camera. And so she's laid out there and everything. So, you know, he's sending her texts and everything like that and telling her like, you know, tell that guy next to you, you know, to put some lotion on you and everything like that. And as he's putting lotion on you, you know, pull your panties to the side so your pussy lips is all out and everything like that. It's already a nude beach, but it's like, I think it's just a topless nude beach first. But, you know, the panties were on, and I mean, well, the bathing suit bottom was on. And so the dude sent the message, and the whole time he's sitting back there, he's watching and videotaping the whole time. And like, so I think he liked the state of, you know, the guy being shocked and kind of be surprised.
And catching those reactions.
And catching those reactions and kind of being like, you know, and also knowing the fact, okay, like, that's my girl right there. Like, you know, like, and I got her doing that to you to mess with you and everything. And so the guy started putting lotion on. She called the guy over and, you know, sweet talked him like, you know, can you put lotion on me? And as he's putting lotion on her and everything like that, so she pulls her panty like all the way to the side, so her pussy lips just hanging all out and everything like that. And that's by the time I probably like, you know, start coming up.
And that's when he came.
And that's when I
And that's pretty much a form of like cuckolding too.
You know? Form of cuckolding, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's the same kind of thing where it's like you get off on like your girl or your wife or whatever being pleased by another man or engaging, whether it could be flirtation. It doesn't have to be full on sex. It can just be flirtation. You like seeing your girl like interact with other men and just knowing like, damn, that's my girl, and like she's entertaining all this stuff and you guys might not know it. You know, that could all be a form of different fantasies you can have and different kinks that you can have. I don't remember Bernard talking about that porn. I was like, damn, that shit sound like
I know.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, them lips was spread out, fresh shave, a little greasy. Yeah, so it was cool.
Body oil and all.
Definitely check that out though. Yeah.
Probably on X videos.
It's
that's
on
one of my favorite porn
videos.
sites, y'all. It's like X videos. Yeah, so that's something you can go look up to. So yeah, there's different things, different terms out there. That's the video. Like I said, this is our followers' request. That's what this video is about. If y'all have any other topics you want us to talk about or just to rant about, let us know. We are going to keep more videos coming, so just keep the questions coming too. We'll make sure we get them out to you as soon as possible. Yeah. All right, and other than that, that is all I got. So Kathy is signing out.
That's right.
Bye.